we've definitely, precision ag technology has developed a long way, especially in the past 10 years. We really utilize a few things like climate.
Hi, and welcome to Illinois Corn TV. I'm Haley Bickelhaupt, your host today and the Policy Communications Manager here at Illinois Corn. Today, I spoke with Evan Marr, who is a farmer from New Berlin, Illinois, and an owner of MDM Farms Incorporated. Evan and I had a great conversation from the cab where we talked about how his farm is incorporating PCM data every year to improve their practices. Let's go ahead and learn more about what he's doing every day. Well, hi, Evan. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
Great. Well, it's great to see you live there from the cab. We're excited to have you as our first interview from the field. And as we start today, I want to talk first about one of the most important seasons in farming. They're all critically important, but one that gets a lot of the feature, which is harvest. And so how do you ensure that everything runs smoothly during harvest? And what are your top priorities during that time?
Well, I guess leading up to harvest, obviously we're going through all of our machines and trying to make sure all of our maintenance is up to specs with everything. Our combines kind of come first and foremost. So we try to really get everything as prepared as we can in the middle of summer. And after that, tractors and everything else in between. And then basically kind of followed up. We just really make sure all of our grain storage facilities and our sites that we have as far as all those things go are ready to roll, so that when we do start to fill bins and everything else, we know that everything's running smooth. But it's really in the summertime, we try to do as much as we possibly can on all of our machines to know that we're not having any breakdowns or having, any of that downtime in the middle of harvest, because that's what really, can slow things down. So we try to do as much as we can leading up and right as we get started to dial things in so that we can keep just a good smooth running pace. And we try to tell all of our guys that help us here on the farm. We just want to keep a good smooth running pace. We want everybody to be safe and just keep the machines running as smooth as we possibly can.
Definitely. And, you like to be prepared. You like everything to run smoothly, but it's not harvest without some challenges or some breakdowns. And so what are some of those biggest challenges that you feel like you face most years?
When you're running really smooth for several consecutive weeks, there's going to be a day, that's every farmer knows that. You're just always kind of waiting for it to happen. We've been really fortunate, we haven't had anything too crazy, but, there's always going to be something that goes down with the machine. You hope it's nothing else. You hope it is just something with a combine that you can try to get fixed real quick and try to get back and going. But, that's always a big fear that I have, is just never knowing when something could go wrong. But we always try to at least have the mindset that we feel pretty confident in everything, which that ensures, that we're going to have a good smooth running pace and everything and stuff. So, yeah, that's pretty much, you just got to hope and pray every day whenever everybody gets started up that you have good weather and you can just keep everything running smooth.
Now it's time for Just the Facts, brought to you by PCM. Agricultural regulation is being increasingly deliberated across the Midwest. Illinois adopted the nutrient loss reduction strategy, and PCM helps farmers make informed decisions and identify areas of inefficiency, leading to cost savings and increased profitability. Enroll in PCM to manage your data and prepare for program enrollment.
Definitely. Do you have any good stories or anything that has been an experience that maybe didn't go quite your way in the past?
I don't know. I mean, there's always a challenge here and there where you kind of maybe have a game plan on something that might not always go 100% your way. I think probably the biggest challenge is we just all when you got multiple people in an operation, you're trying to everybody share the same collective thoughts, and everybody stay on the same page with things so that we can keep moving forward. Everybody's going to have a different idea on which direction we should go during the day or during the week, but we try to kind of have a group meeting every day and a release beginning of the week and just everybody try to stay on track with the goal in mind of where we got to go and what things we got to get done. And the weather windows are so tight, anymore that when you have the good days, you just got to really keep everybody running as smooth as possible so that when, you do catch a rain day here and there, you can kind of stop and re-maintenance some things and stuff of that nature.
Yes, and you're talking about group meetings, and I know that you are a multi-generational farm. So, farming through different generations, what are some of the new technologies and practices that you've been able to implement over the last 10 years?
We've definitely, precision ag technology has developed a long way, especially in the past 10 years. We really utilize a few things like climate. We're all a green operation here, so we use a lot of the John Deere operations data and technology, so where we can keep track of everything from start to finish. So basically everything in the spring from when we start, from our fertilizer to planting and then all the way through the growing season, we're checking out our crop health imagery and stuff like that. And then when we get to the tail end, or I think the hardest challenge is when you do get to the end. And if you're somebody who's really focused on utilizing your maps and different layers of that technology, is just having your machines really, really dialed in and, run things through on your scale tickets at the end so you can tighten up those maps and have something that's really, legitimate to look over throughout the winter months whenever we do kind of get everything out of the field and everybody's wanting to plan for the next year. It's just, there's so many different key things as you go through the year that you got to really stay in tune with and all that stuff.
For sure. Well, new technologies bring about a lot of different things, and one of those things is conservation. And so I know your farm is enrolled in the Precision Conservation Management Program. Can you tell us what you've learned from this program and how it's helped you in your operation?
Yeah, it's been great to be a part of that for several years now. And several years now, we've at least gotten enough of our own data and others' data enrolled in that. We really utilize that to try to see maybe if some of the practices that we're doing really are providing us a good return on investment. And so we've really been able to hone in on that with things that are getting shared from other operations. There were some things that we thought maybe we were doing right that maybe weren't always being, always providing the highest, return. But we obviously, as our operation, we're strip till and minimal till. So we kind of have that perfect little mix. And with that being said, we've kind of learned throughout all that shared data that there were some others that were doing the same thing, and we were seeing really good numbers with all that throughout the data that was being collected. So it's been really, honestly, a nice other secondary helpful resource for us to study and look throughout the year. That's saying like, hey, maybe we are doing something right, where we feel like we are being good stewards of the land, and but also we gotta try to keep a strong bottom line with everything that we do. So we definitely appreciate all the data and analyze things that go into that program.
So thank you for talking with us here today, Evan. But before we close out, I do have to give you one of our favorite jokes here. So let's move on to not to be corny, but what do you call a farmer who's been in business since 1931?
MDM Farms.
I think that might be a better answer. A seasoned crop whisperer.
That's pretty good too.
I think I like yours better, but
yeah.
Anyway, Evan, we really appreciate you coming straight from the field here today and helping us out with this interview, and wish you the best of luck this harvest as well.
Oh, thank you very much. We appreciate it, and yeah, hopefully we just have, like I said, for all farmers around in Illinois and everywhere in between, I hope everybody has good weather and a good successful crop.
Yes, thank you. Have a great day. Goodbye.
Thank you. You too.
This has been another episode of Illinois Corn TV. Stay tuned for more content every week, and be sure to subscribe on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. We'll see you next week.